Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn Dendrology, today the Lawson Cypress, and after we've done that we're gonna do stretching. And if you participate in the stretching, then it's at your own risk. And this is part 4, I think, of the Lawson Cypress. And we try to do a presentation. Let's go over the things we want to say in the presentation once more. The Lawson Cypress, the Latin name is chemically Paris Lawsoniana. And we have 3 types of it. The Lawson Cypress, the erecta, the alburii, and the lutea. Now, it is grown widely, the Lawson Cypress, in the Oregon-California border in the United States. It was brought over to Britain in 1854, and soon after that, a form of it, a version of it, the erecta, was brought in the world, and that is bright green. The erecta is bright green. And this one, since then in nurseries in Britain and the Netherlands, it has a profusion of forms of diverse colors. Habit and saturn are grown widely in Europe and back in the US. I think that is meant to the Lawson Cypress, not of the erecta. We're going to say the erecta is bright green. Since it was brought over to Europe, in many nurseries in Britain and the Netherlands, there are different trees of a type of a Lawson Cypress made with different habit, stature and color. Habit, stature and color. For example, a part of the erecta, the bright green form, the lutea. And the lutea is the first good golden form. What does that mean, good golden? Is a golden form. And the first one is the erecta, bright green, or the lutea, golden. And the alburii, that is a semi-dwarf one, also upright, more or less erect in that sense, and then dark grey. The alburii, dark grey. Alburii, dark grey. Okay, we have the erecta, dark green, and the lutea, that is gold, good golden, and the alburii, semi-dwarf and dark grey. And the male flowers, myriads of tiny crimson male flowers. The male flowers are in crimson color, and they are in the spring at the tips of the spray. And the females have this dark grey, again dark grey, a little more back at the shoots. And then the counts, so then the flowers and then the counts. And then the counts, globular abundance 7 millimeters, blue-grey. The counts blue-grey. The counts are blue-grey. There's a lot of colors. The counts are blue-grey, 7 millimeters, globular, abundant. And abundant. The scent is parsley crushed. And they all have in common with it, and most of them have in common. I don't see that by the erecta, the alburii, and also not by the lutea. And I can't really imagine the alburii form, why it should have the drooping tip. It's a common, it's a common thing to see that the tip of them is drooping a bit down. So I think we have information again together. I'm going to set the camera. Now we have time for 3-4 takes. So it was 1854 and chemically Paris Lawsoniana. I have a color source here. The counts are blue-grey. 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 What's the difference to dark grey? Blue-grey. Counts are blue-grey. Blue-grey. The alburii is dark grey, and also the female flowers. The female flowers are dark grey. The male flowers are crimson. Let's try it. The lutea golden, the alburii dark grey, and the erecta bright green. The Lawson Cypress, or the Paris Lawsoniana. It is growing in the wild in the Oregon-California border in the United States, and it was brought over to Britain in 1854. And since then, In many nurseries in Britain and in the Netherlands are trees of a Lawson Cypress made with different stature, habit and color. There is, for example, the erecta, that is a bright green form. And then there's the lutea, that is a good golden form, and also the semi-dwarf woodii, and that one is dark grey. And a common thing that many of them have in common is that the tip is a bit drooping down, and also when the foliage is crushed it has a parsley skin, and the counts are abundant, 7 millimeters big and globular, and the males have myriads of crimson flowers at the tip of a spray, and the females they have dark grey flowers a bit more in at the shoots. And that is according to Alan Mitchell's Trees of Britain and Northern Europe book, page 20. I think I forgot one or two things, but I think it is okay. I'm going to start again. And that was the Dendrology part. If you were here for Dendrology, you can go directly to the next part of Dendrology. You will do no stretching if you stay and participate in the stretching when it's been diagnosed. But extending around shoulder for part apart and breathing in and lifting the arms up. And breathe out, let one arm down. Again in. Hold over to the other side. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. Breathe in the middle and arms down. Now we exercise. Now one sees the acropula. Breathe in. Out and one hand slides down the leg. And the other shoulder stays down. Breathe again in. And out and bring one arm over. Breathe in and out the ribcage. And out back into the middle. Breathe again in. And out the other hand slides down the other leg. Shoulder stays down. Breathe in. And out one arm over. Breathe in and out the ribcage. And out back into the middle. Now, have feet standing together. We're doing the aeronautic aerobatic aeroplane. Breathe in and lift the arms up. And breathe out, let one arm down. Breathe in and reach. And breathe out, hand up. Again in. And out, one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And breathe out, hand up. And the arms down. Now, the feet are standing shoulder wide apart, and we're doing shoulder circles. Come back with the shoulders up, front, and down. And back, up, and front, and down. And again, front, up, back, down, and front, up, back, and down. And now breathe in and lift the shoulders up. And breathe out, let them fall down. Again in. Out and down. Now breathe in and lift the arms up. And reach all this with one hand high up. Pretend to take an apple hanging high on an apple branch. To turn it a bit around and then touch it out. And to the next exercise, the shifter. Arms up to a T, breathe in. And out, shift over to one side with the arms, out of the upper part of the body. Again in. And then out over to the other side. Again in. And now round out. Again in. Out. Again in. And out and lean onto the knees, and we're doing the buffalo fighting its hangover. Breathe again in. And out one shoulder in front. In and back. And out the other one in front. In and back. Out the first one again in front. In and back. Out the other one in front. Now again. And out and hang down into the Niagara Falls, just hang down. Breathe again in through the nose to the chest. And out through the mouth. Again in. And out. Again in. And out, come over to my leg. Breathe again. And out over to the arm. Again. Out into the middle. And now close your feet. And we're doing the salto angelo. Just keep hanging down. Breathe again. And out. Again in. And now come slowly the around back up and make it into backwards shoulder. And now. Have a toes pointing to the outside. Have an unlimited space between the heels. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out and sink down into the garden pose. Place the elbows against the inside of the knees. Breathe in and straighten up. For back. And out and come with the back up. Breathe in again. And out and again down. Breathe in and straighten up. And out again with the back up. Breathe again. Out and down. Breathing in and straighten up. And out, come slowly, one straight line up. And hands down. Have a leg standing wide apart. Breathe in and go slowly down. And breathe out. Again in. Out. Again in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in, close the legs. And breathe again out. Let's pause for stretching. I thank you very much and enjoy the next time.